Yo, what's going on guys, Lordy here. So the much anticipated bad news weapon is finally in game. In today's video, we'll be going over where to get it and how to use it. We'll also be talking about some event leaks and teasers and some up and coming map changes. So the first thing you'll notice when you load in game is this new lobby. As you can see, there's no longer a parasite and there's a timer on your screen. So this timer is actually counting to August 6th at 6 p.m. Eastern, which happens to be Arianna Grande Day. Now does this mean we're going to be getting an Arianna Grande skin or an Arianna Grande concert? We'll have to see. We have no information about it, but it is looking that type of way because we're supposed to be getting an Arianna Grande skin. Now when you load in game, you'll see this new part in the middle of the map. There's this blue abductor which also has a timer on it counting towards the same date. But what's more important is what's under the abductor. There's two new IO guard posts here and they both have jump pads on them. Not only do they have jump pads, but they have IO chests as well. Now what you can get out of these new IO chests is a new bad news weapon, the plasma cannon. So you can get the plasma cannon from IO chests or from normal chests. And I'm also assuming from abductor chests. I wasn't able to test that, but I wouldn't see why you wouldn't get it from them. But once you pick up the plasma cannon, you have 5 shots. And the way the plasma cannon works is once you shoot it, it has a certain amount of time before it ends. And the way you're able to damage people is through the little circle that you see pulsing around it. You don't have to hit people directly. As long as they're within the circle that's pulsing, they'll get hit for 33. As you can see here, I missed a superhero skin, but he was still within that pulse and I hit him for 33 shield. Now later on, he built up into a little box and he 90'd all the way up. I was still able to shoot him with the plasma cannon multiple times before I eventually ran out, but I had another plasma cannon so it was fine. Now the best way to kill people with the plasma cannon is getting them stuck in a box. If you're able to get them stuck in a box, they'll consistently get hit by your plasma cannon pulses and eventually they'll end up dying. Now this is best case scenario, of course. If they're stuck in a box and they're not able to find a way out because they're panicking, you'll end up becoming victorious in the fight. Now it's pretty hard to aim the plasma cannon, especially if people are in cars. So this is going to be better for people who are, maybe lower than you that are boxed up. Like good old Rick here, he was boxed up, but I hit him with the plasma cannon. He was low health and he ended up dying. So if you see somebody boxed up and you got a plasma cannon, hit him with your plasma. And if you're wondering, the plasma cannon isn't in competitive, but the inflatable is back in competitive. There's a new friends list as well, just in case you have any friends. You'll see that it's a little bit bigger, a little bit nicer to look, a little bit nicer on the eyes. Now onto the up and coming map changes. So Corny Castle, Corny Complex, and Slurpy Swamps are supposed to get abducted. Now we're not sure when they're supposed to get abducted, but eventually they're going to get abducted and parts of these places are going to start floating in the air. As you saw in the pictures, Corny Complex, there's different parts of it floating. Coral Castle, which we've known is supposed to get destroyed for a while now, is also going to have floating parts to it as well. And Slurpy Swamps is supposed to get abducted as well, which I was not expecting. Now only certain parts of these POIs are going to get abducted and the floor below them is still going to stay there. So the whole POI isn't going to be in the air, just certain parts of them or certain buildings. So you'll still be able to land there. It's just going to be a little bit weird. And I'm not quite sure how these floating areas are going to work. Are we going to have a no gravity zone so if you jump off it you won't die to fall damage? Or do you have to build up to these places and build down if you don't want to take fall damage? We'll have to see whenever it ends up happening. Now this could all happen when the countdown ends on August 6th. And August 6th in fact isn't for the Ariana Grande concert or the Ariana Grande skin. Or maybe it is. We'll have to see. We have another update before the timer ends, so we might get more event info. And until then, that was the video for today. So hopefully you did enjoy and I'll see you in the next one.